Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to DirtBag Gourmet. Sometimes you're hungry, sometimes you're broke, sometimes you ain't got no money at all. You're trying to impress your friends. For under $20, we got you. It's Italian night on DirtBag Gourmet. Let's get this shit started. Cook a goddamn meal, make you want to dig up your grandma, shock her, slap her, and bury her again. Cookies. Now you can't have caprese salad without fresh basil. And here it is on sale. Bam.
Slightly blemished, undersized, or misshapen. No one likes undersized or misshapen bananas.
I like bananas in general. You say tomato, I say potato, you say butthole, I say. So the supermarket's been kind enough to have some fucking asshole rent-a-cop follow us around because we're shooting in the store. Paging Officer Dickless, paging Officer Dickless, all three parties, Officer Dickless. Okay, we were looking for the dirty, dirty beef fillets. Bam, here we go. Now, a lot of people don't use these because they think they're bad. These are in-cut fillets. They're not the same as center cuts, but they're just as delicious. So let's get a couple. One of the most essential ingredients in a caprese salad, fresh mozzarella, right here. Here we go, ingredients. Cold pressed olive oil, balsamic vinegar, cheap beef fillets, grape tomatoes, organic basil, garlic, fresh mozzarella cheese, fettuccine pasta,
and 2 pounds of pepperoni, because
he's so proud of
it
that.
was on that manager special.
That is a lot of meat. Now we got our water boiling for our pasta. What a lot of people don't realize about this very simple process is there's a good opportunity here to add some flavor. So what I'm gonna do, add some sea salt to this bitch, just like that. Why? Because water's not salted, unless you happen to be cooking with ocean water, which is highly unlikely. And to keep the pasta from sticking together, put about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in there, let that shit come to a boil, drop the pasta in, and it's done.
Got a cheese flavored pretzel here, got a piece of pepperoni. We're gonna wrap that bastard up.
Alright, so what we got going on here, I got my steaks, pulled them out of the package, popped the bacon off, and I've diced that and I'm putting this in the pan. Now, a cool trick that I'm gonna use, instead of using butter right off the bat, I'm gonna sweat down the bacon, and I'm gonna use the bacon fat to cook these steaks. Here you go. Get one of those, anybody. I'm already on my third. Got our steaks in here, but marinating in a little bit of olive oil, some Mediterranean sea salt, and garlic. And what I'm gonna do is put these in the pan right now. In the bacon fat, the pan's nice and hot. If you don't hear that sound, your pan isn't hot enough. You gotta keep it nice and hot. Put one side down, let those babies start to cook. What I'm gonna do is grab a pair of tongs here. I'm gonna flip them and cook them on each side. It's not ready yet, but once it gets nice and brown and crusty, flip it on all sides, and then the final side here that I haven't flipped it to, right before I do that, I'll pop them in the oven. I got my oven set at 500 degrees, and you want it nice and hot. We're looking for a nice, easy, medium rare on these bad boys. Whole thing, wow. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm pouring my pasta into my colander, and I've got some ice in here. And the reason I've got ice in here is because I want to shock it, keep it from cooking. Otherwise it's going to sit and it's going to get really mushy. So a little ice, a little cold water, and pasta's done. It's so dirty. It's so dirty. Look at that. God damn. Give it a dance for me. Oh yeah. Okay. Steaks are about done. Now, here's something that a lot of people don't know. When your steak is done, and all we're looking for here is a medium rare. If you cook a filet any farther than that, you're a fucking prick. A lot of guys will poke it. You don't have to do that. If you see right here, zoom in, Jeffery. Zoom in. You see how the blood's starting to come out of the top? Perfect medium rare. You don't need to touch it. What you need to do is shut it off, pull it, let it sit on a cutting board. Don't fuck with it. Leave it alone. This steak is done. All right, so back to our pan right here. We've got some extra virgin olive oil, about a tablespoon of butter, and some fresh garlic. We've been sauteing for a second to let it get translucent. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my pasta into that, just like this. And we're gonna let this pasta that we pulled, that was just barely above al dente. It's going to soak up this sexy butter and olive oil and garlic, and this is going to be the bed for our steak. It's going to be so good.
I'm getting a chubby. That's so good.
Chubbies are good. Put it in your mouth. Put it in your mouth. Oh, you dirty fish. Oh! Oh, you fucking... Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. Okay, so what we have here, folks, is the makings of our Caprese salad. This is very easy to make. It's a wonderful dish, just to be eaten on its own, actually, as an appetizer, or maybe with some fresh toasted bread. I love it, especially in the summer months, and this is going to act kind of as the topping for our steak, and it's going to be wonderful. We have some halved grape tomatoes that's going in here, about a half a cup. And then we have half a cup of the fresh mozzarella cheese that you saw me buy. That's going in right here. About a quarter cup of fresh basil, roughly chopped. That's going in. Garlic paste, about a teaspoon. Just mashed garlic with olive oil and salt. And then we got about half a teaspoon of black pepper. It's going on top right here. A pinch of salt, because there's already salt in the cheese and salt on the garlic. And we're going to use a little bit of extra virgin olive oil to tighten it all together. This really is delicious. It's one of my favorite things to eat. And we mix this up, and we have a beautiful topping for our steak. It's going to be out of this world. Daniel! He's not taking a piss either. That's fucking... What the fuck?
Reverse side!
Oh, Jesus, that's a real knife! Alright, so what we got going on right here is a little shallow, very hot. We had water in the pan and it almost burned the shit out of us. Olive oil, and I'm gonna take a little basil here, and I'm gonna fry it till it's crispy. We're putting this shit over the top, son, like Sylvester Stallone. So what we got going on here is basically the reduction of our balsamic vinegar. Basically, you just throw it on medium-high heat, just let it cook down until it starts to look like this. And this is what's gonna tie our steak together. Now, at the end here, I usually taste it just to, oh man, it's good. If you want to adjust the flavor a little bit, you can. Sometimes I even like to add a little nub of dark chocolate, which really rounds the flavor out. But this is going to be perfect for our steak. We're going to plate that shit up. Right here we have our beautiful garlic sauteed pasta. I'm going to put our beef fillet right on top, just like that. Now, over here we have our caprese salad. A lot of people use tongs, but I'm not going to fuck around like that. We're going to put it right on top, just like this. Just like this. Look at that beautiful shit. That, ladies and gentlemen, is perfect. This is a fantastic summer meal. Last but not least, or it's actually not last, we got more. Our beautiful balsamic reduction. It's going right on top. Just like that. A little bit more. A little bit more. Beautiful. And I like to finish it with a little bit of that fried basil that we just made. Add a little sea salt to that, right on top, and one little tiny sprig of fresh basil. Look at that shit. Can I get a round of applause, gentlemen? Somebody clap their fucking hands. The moment of truth. Jeffery, is it good? So good. Tell Daddy how good it is.
Oh my God, it's so good.
He's using the big knife. Big knife for a big boy. Oh, yeah. Get another one. Get another one. Look at all that. Italian night worked out, huh, boys? Yeah. Did you enjoy it, sir? Did you enjoy it? Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's okay. It's alright. You can make love to it. There's nothing wrong with that. That fucking steak? Forget about it. I'm Samuel Redband. DirtBag Gourmet. With the dirty stay hungry, and the hungry get fed. Nom Network.
Nom nom nom.